Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for another episode of Shonen Ronins, episode 7. Yes, we're in episode 7 right here. And if you're here new to the channel, it's because we do My Hero, Black Clover, and Kaiju no.8. And we also do JJK. Yes, sadly not today yet, because we're going to be doing that as a full episode on this Thursday, episode 90 of the podcast. We'll tell you more information in a few. But stay tuned. Time goes in the bottom. If you're watching the VOD later on, we're here to have fun and talk about Black Clover sucks and everything, you know, power scaling. You know, shit happens, but My Hero deaths. Yeah. Alright. We're joking out here. Other than that, let's get started. 3, and a 2, and a 1. Welcome, anime leader fans. How you guys doing? LegendDVash, as always, right here, the king of games, RayApollo. Down below, JBXclusive from C for spoilers and villains every Friday nights. And my partner in crime, SamTheMangaMan. How we're all doing today?
Don't you talk shit about Black Clover ever again.
It's so funny,
yeah,
games.
like ever again.
Wow.
It's all funny,
or else more of your waifus are going to die, or most of your
in Black Clover, it doesn't happen. So I don't know about that.
You sure about that? There might be a chance here real soon, bro.
I mean, with your luck.
Yeah.
Luck.
I tried to tell you, bro. But we'll get
We
to
can
that.
talk about that in a few, right? For those that don't know,
I
we're
tried
talking
to tell
about Kaiju no.8 first, and then My Hero, and then Black Clover last. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Oh man. But Kaiju slapped. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Kaiju did
this
slap.
is good.
For those that were gonna tune in for JJK first, I'm gonna let you guys know that we'll be talking about JJK on episode 98 of the podcast this Thursday night, as a full coverage of the whole Shibuya arc, or the whole team thoughts and how do we feel about JJK after season 1 and everything overall, because we all about to be cut up, and we all say and agree on, like, hey, it's better that we just talk about it as a group first, and then we could just start doing weekly coverage starting next week Sunday.
We wanted to give Vash and James a chance to completely catch up.
I think James is caught up.
James, are you?
Yeah, I'm caught up now. Yeah.
He only had like 15 or 5
Hey,
chapters.
hey
last
Vash,
time
are
we
you
spoke
completely
to
caught up now?
I'm on chapter 120, so I'm like right there. But it's
You
because,
son of a
but
bitch.
because we agreed last night. We agreed
so
last
guys,
night
now
that
you
we're not
know
gonna do
the
it.
true
So it's not
reason.
me.
You
Do
guys now
not
know the
twist this. Do
true
not twist this.
reason.
Do not twist this. We all agreed last time.
I
not
knew
to-
this. I knew this was gonna happen. It's fine.
No.
I was
No,
like, yeah.
Let's not
And
twist
also, like what Vash was saying, like, I think it would just be better overall if
That
we
too.
dedicated an entire show just to JJK, because we've never really covered it
Exactly.
on anime lately before. So we want to give like our general thoughts on the entire series,
I have
favorite
so much thoughts
characters,
for that.
favorite arcs. And then for the next episode of Shonen Ronin, then we'll start to get into the chapter only.
So that way
review.
it's not just a surprise for, folks who have been a part of our
Right.
community. It's like that way
Yeah.
you know what we're talking about when we're going into it.
I think what we could do, we could call it like maybe Shonen Ronin's episode 7.5 and have all about JJK for that kind of episode.
No, we
I
just.
feel like it should just be that should be
The
the topic of
podcast.
the next podcast. It's just
Yeah.
JJK in review.
Yeah, because
from us.
I have so many thoughts from the Shibuya, on the flashback with Geto, and Gojo, stuff like that. Like, so much happened with Mahito and everything, like the traders and stuff like that. I really want to talk about this as a group, because we haven't even told ourselves how we feel about the chapter. So I really can't wait for us to really discuss it as a whole.
This new chapter though, I got some thoughts. So we'll get to that though. So
All right, cool. Can't wait for us to talk about that this Thursday. But let's jump in straight into for Kaiju no.8. How do we all feel about Sam? Because I know Sam has been having a lot of good theories and right theories for this series for the past couple of weeks. So Sam, why don't you start off first? How do you feel about this chapter?
I thank you for letting me be the first one to talk, but really the person who was correct was James. You say, I'm hoping that the general had some ideas and it's not just so one-dimensional or one-sided for this person. I just want to fight. I fight. Nope. I'm fighting because I want to test his levels. I want to see what he can do. And if I was really going to kill, he would have already been dead from the first shot. So technically, James, you were right.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty logical like next step in this story anyway. Like, the general, someone like this wouldn't get to this rank being so one-dimensional and not thinking about next steps. Why not push him to his limits? See what his mind is really about. in so many different mediums, we've learned that a lot of different characters, they feel like you don't truly know someone until you fight them. You don't truly know what someone will do, what they're capable of, until their life is on the line. And I love that the general is taking this approach because he wants to see how powerful Kafka is. He wants to see his resolve. He wants to see what he will do. Right. So this was something that I really, really liked that we got to see in this chapter. I thought the art was amazing.
So can I just I would like to point out that he wasn't testing Kafka.
What do you mean?
In the
He was
beginning,
testing the kaiju.
he was testing the kaiju because
kaiju.
he knew that there was a kaiju in there that's not Kafka. He goes, "There you are, finally, kaiju."
Okay.
That's what he was waiting. That's what he
because-
was trying to bring out because he knows Kafka
I
is a
agree with
good
Ray.
dude because his daughter told him that the Kafka is a great dude, but he was like, "Well, obviously, there's a kaiju in there," and so that's who he was testing.
I agree.
He
Yep.
was testing
Right,
that kaiju. Yeah, I was like, okay, I see. I like you because it's not like you're just beating up on Kafka. You wanted to see the resolve and what this kaiju was actually like.
But
So
to add to what Ray was saying is that I was hoping that we will see what's inside the kaiju, but like we all agreed that it might happen later on. But to see it happen in this chapter, I'm like so excited to actually see this little thing, little insect or whatever hell you call it, like speaking to Kafka in a way and just saying like destroy and everything. But I'm like, I hope we see in the next chapter more of the conversation or more of the interaction of Kafka and whatever small kaiju that is, because this reminded me so much of what Eren went through, but not really what Eren had to speak to, Titan. But I'm excited to see this turn of like Kafka speaking to a little creature and like some type of intellect as well. Like, are we gonna see some type of intellect between this Kafka and?
I mean,
Kaiju?
I think we referenced that too. Like we said, it was similar to like Parasite. Someone brought it up. Basically, this whatever alien thing, creature, kaiju mutant that turned him into it has its own kaiju instinct, almost animalistic, because it seems like it wants to kill everything, destroy everything, like just like what kaiju's do. They want to rampage, destroy something, but I mean, like usually they have said reason. Like even Godzilla has a reason why he's rampaging Japan, destroying stuff, is because he wants to go destroy a certain part of a kaiju, but it doesn't mean like he's just all rampaging, destroying Japan.
I mean, if you look at the panels, this kaiju wants to kill other kaiju, and it got upset because if in the last chapter it talked about how the general's weapons had basically the aura or the spirit of the kaiju that they made from it, and that's why it activated this like berserk mode, because it seems like that's what it wants to do. Like Eren with the Titans, it wants to kill all kaiju, and that's kind of how they're gonna make the connection. I'm sure it's like the general's gonna be like, okay, so you're not fighting me, you're fighting my weapon, essentially, because you freaked out, you responded to that, and I'm excited to see them talk about all that, because that's a big deal. That's like, all right, well, why does this kaiju want to kill all other kaiju?
They want to be the alpha.
I don't think so.
No, man, no, I'm just bringing up another.
But no, I'm really curious. But it was also weird to see like Kafka like in his own body, like as like a host, which was strange. Yeah. So
I've always wanted to know what he looked like in there.
Yeah, same. So that's really cool. Like this chapter actually gave a whole lot, that I'm like, it took this series from like a 10 to like a 15 for me, because I'm like, oh shit, bro, like now we're getting into like the true like kaiju like mentality and lore and mythology, and I'm like, yeah, give us some more, like give us that kaiju history. That's what I want to see. Like why did the kaiju show up, like in like specifically why does this one kaiju is like, no, I got to get rid of all of them. And hopefully it's not one of those things like, oh man, your mother kaiju killed my family. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't.
Please don't. So,
I mean, it
works. It works with Lieb and Black Clover, but not this.
Right. So what I'm hoping is like this might be like a human, like a created kaiju.
Oh, you think so?
Is what I'm hoping that would be cool. Like a hybrid kaiju that they made.
So you think like a sentient where like they put somebody's consciousness inside a kaiju and like
potentially
like that?
Oh. Potentially, and it's like a symbiote. In that regard, so I'm like, ooh, that could be good. Like that could be real. Like people made this. It's like an attempt to like learn something about the kaiju, but it was they didn't know enough then to understand that the kaiju instinct would defeat the human instinct. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
This is
think
cool shit.
I don't think you're far off at all. Because I mean, we've seen that they've been experimenting with kaiju's all the time, right? Like there is no way that we won't believe that they've been experimenting on trying to make super soldiers using kaiju DNA. So I'm sure at some point we'll find out that this kaiju was probably made from one of those experiments of trying to make a super soldier, and it just got out.
Yeah, it escapes.
Yeah,
Right?
But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll find out.
And plus
No,
to add,
but I love this chapter. So damn good.
Yeah,
and plus to add to what Ray
this.
was saying is that I love that we are learning more about the government, more learning about the weapons, more about what they can do against kaijus. As like we learned about the cast before within this past 30 chapters, but within these past 6 chapters and more, we're gonna learn more about the weapons and the government and stuff. Like I wonder if they have other weapons from Kaiju number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm curious to see what else we're gonna see from them. Like they say, all right, cool, these weapons are broken. Pass me the other weapons. So really curious to know what other comeback are we gonna see. So it's very exciting, and I'm curious to know if the daughter, if she's gonna jump in as well to try to bring back Kafka into back into his human side.
if this was last chapter, I probably would have said yes or maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But because of this, no. Because much
okay.
like everyone else, I think that she sees what her father is actually doing.
Exactly.
He's not actually trying to kill Kafka. So
Exactly.
I don't think she'll butt in.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point they both like Kafka's body is going to give out, and that's the limit. That's what we
Yeah.
find out. Like Kafka's
Right.
body has a limit, as all human bodies do. So
Right.
The thing is, it's not a good idea if he lose conscious and let the kaiju inside.
no. So what I'm saying is like the
them.
body itself,
Yeah.
is going to give out. So it doesn't matter if the kaiju wants to keep rampaging. That body only can do so much.
Yeah.
It basically is what we've seen.
But
like
do you think it's body itself, or do you think because body of his age, because of his, because of him being
I
older?
say it is body of age. Like it could have
I mean,
chosen.
it could be, but I mean, I feel like it's just the human body in general isn't
Yeah.
built to like
Yeah.
withstand a weird transformation like this. First
Yeah.
of all,
I
But
wouldn't.
also,
I
yeah.
wouldn't bring up age because the kaiju is enhancing him anyway.
I can
So
see that being
I
the joke
don't
though,
see
James.
that getting fit.
It's like,
Yes, the
damn,
joke.
but I
It's
could
a
have
joke,
done
you're like-
more if you were younger. And
yeah,
it's like,
because
shut up,
hey,
stupid kaiju.
I'm 33 years old here. Can't do much here.
and
But no,
then,
I
like,
can see the kaiju doing that. Be like, yeah, if you
And
were
like,
younger, I could have killed everyone. And he was like, well, guess what? I'm old.
and like there were
And he's
some
never
like,
been pushed to this limit before.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
right.
Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, because like there was like some chapters where like, yo, I can't move. I already used all my strength to destroy this meteor. It's because of my old age. My 35-year-old body can't move anymore. Like there are some
That's a
common
chance.
that kind of tells us this, that it's a good possibility it is age and his own body wearing and stuff like that. I was going to bring up where we learn more about the kaiju's abilities by itself. It's faster regeneration, literally from a full on body.
Just a
That
core.
is scary.
And what do you call that? A new transformation by
That's
like
literally
into his berserk mode as well?
That's like Chainsaw Man. When
I would call
I
this
wouldn't call
kaiju
it.
mode. This is just kaiju mode.
This is
'cause
kaiju mode.
That was the kaiju in control.
Like-
So I can't wait to see the fusion of those. Because of course we're gonna
Ooh.
get that, right?
I
We're
see what
gonna
you're
get
saying.
Kafka and the kaiju working together at full power, and that's gonna look sick.
That's what you're saying.
it's full regeneration. It's literally, this is like his whole autopilot
Wow.
mode in that sort of way for the kaiju to take control. But it is straining him because you destroy the entire body from the core and then you just bring it back again. That must feel horrible. Like you lost your entire body, everything from itself, and then boom, it just go all back again. That just sounds painful.
So that makes me wonder if he's gonna be afraid to do his full transformation for a while, because he lost control of his body. Like that seems like a typical thing. Like in situations like this, he's like, "Oh, I can't go full kaiju right now because I lost control last time. I don't know if it'll happen again."
It could
Unless
be,
they have that conversation sooner rather than later, like internally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be because of the panel of the last page, because he looks exhausted. So it could either be that he's scared or gonna be afraid, like Ray said, or he feels like he's not up to speed in his body. Like he probably needs to train more, like stamina wise. So maybe it could be a flip toss. Is what I feel like.
Oh no, what I'm saying is like he literally lost control of his body to this kaiju.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
That would absolutely freak him out and be like, okay, I don't want that to happen ever again. And so he's gonna overreact and try not to use his full kaiju form. But I don't know. Like maybe that's not the point. But I could see that happening because I mean we've seen it before. You know, Naruto with like, oh, I can't use that chakra because you know.
It literally just happened yesterday on My Hero.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, Deku was like, I can't use one for all because I might blow up, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. So yes, it's absolutely possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's just because like, I'm hoping that doesn't happen unless he comes up against another Dai Kaiju. I hope he still has like just the general confidence in himself to keep fighting, but I can definitely see it happening for sure.
I could.
I was gonna say like not everybody can control their other self or somebody like Yuji. But he can't just go switch from Sukuna and go back to his own. If Sukuna ever takes control, he takes back his own consciousness and body in that sort of way. So,
I mean, well, Sukuna's far more interesting. So,
oh yeah. So yeah, for sure he is. For sure he is. So.
I wonder if this insect that we spoke about, that's inside Kafka. Like, I wonder if he's gonna be an interesting type of sentient, like speaking intellectual, or is it gonna be just a random type of creature that's just not like just wants to destroy? Like, I hope we see a smart side, intellectual side of this insect. That's what I'm hoping for, like something that has a background, that has a reason of why it wants to destroy, not just like I'm the alpha, I want to be the, you know, I want to be the top dog. Hopefully we have a reasoning for this type of destruction. And
yeah, because that's boring, honestly.
But also, why did it choose Kafka? Like, why did it just go to the hospital and choose Kafka? Like, what was it that person that it was choosing? Like, I'm curious to know if there's a reason for that as well.
I mean,
I'm also curious, but
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ray.
No, if you go back to the first chapter, it literally looks at Kafka and goes, "Hey, I found you," and then it like goes down his throat. So it obviously had a plan.
Like, I found you.
So, yep.
You know what I also noticed too, because I don't know if a new chapter will be coming out this following June 10th, because it says Kaiju Showcase hits June 10th, and not next chapter comes in on June 10th.
Yeah, I think it's an art chapter. That's
yeah,
what it is. So it's the break chapter.
Yeah,
is what I think. So, I think it does absolutely have a mind of its own. It's just that when it was confronted by what it thought was one of its things that it wanted to destroy, it was like, "Hey, yo! Gotta go."
Last question. Since we've been on for 5 chapters straight now, do you think how many chapters we have left for this episode? 2 chapters left? I feel like 2.
I feel like 1 actually. That's why it's going on break.
Yeah. I feel like 1 too.
Yeah.
All right, so next week
start a new one.
1 and then start a new one. Yep.
All right, so next week then probably like a 2-week break or 3-week break, and then after we start a new episode.
I think it's they're taking 2-week breaks. So yeah, after this one will be a 2-week break, and then we'll get the last one for this episode. Yeah, that's my guess.
I kind of feel like at this point the general has seen what he needed to see.
Exactly.
And I also feel like at this point Kafka is just like done. Again, he's never been pushed to this limit before. He's in this berserk mode that's using up a bunch more energy. He had to pretty much let his old body be destroyed so that he can fully regenerate from just the core to avoid like a deadly shot. So it's like he's completely exhausted. I think he's done, and I think the general has seen everything that he needs to see. But, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, Kaiju no.8 continues to be fantastic. I love it. I love this series. It is so much fun, and it's getting better. I love the fact that it's getting smarter. That's really, really that's. That's what I care about, shit like that. And I'm excited. So, more, please.
All right. So
yeah, like, do you guys think that maybe the other Dai Kaiju that would turn into weapons? Like, do you think we'll see those weapons on the other teams that we haven't met yet? Like the captains from those
I think so.
teams?
I absolutely think so. Like, I feel like they would have divvied those up to their strongest captains, straight up,
for sure.
Yeah, because like I said before, I think in episode 4 or 3 of Shonen Ronins, like I can't wait to see the other type of divisions, because we have seen only Division 3 this whole time. But when there's a Division 3, that means Division 1 and 2, and they're probably the ones that are like probably protecting Tokyo or like other big cities. So I feel like I hope to see them with the bigger weapons or the most strongest weapons to protect those kaiju. So I'm hoping we see the other divisions and captains. And like what I feel like we're going into now is like bringing the other strongest comrades from the other divisions and make a new squad and that works with Kafka. That's what I feel like that might happen as well.
Maybe, yeah, but we also did see a new ability right at the end. Like
Growth.
he grew, like he like tripled in size.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, how big? Like how tall is he gonna get? You know, like it's like what's the limit on that? Is he
Maybe
gonna get like actual kaiju size?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's
I would
possible.
love for him to get like
Kind of like
Eren
Ultraman.
sized.
Yeah, like kind of like Ultraman.
Ultraman.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
That'd
that'd
be
be sick. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I want to see that because I mean, why not? Like I can see the color page now. That'd be beautiful.
Ooh, that'd be amazing.
So
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
you could, because
like
you can
him
have like
versus another
feature.
giant kaiju.
Kaiju.
Yes.
You can't catch up like this in your own human body. You have to grow. That'd be cool.
That'd be
Uh,
interesting.
Everybody get with Kaiju no.8?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, this was a great chapter, and I can't wait for the next one.
Cool. So let's move on to the thing, like the kind of like chapter that got me very sad and upset, and you know, death happened and everything. So My Hero, chapter 315. There's no reaction today, so but let's continue how we always go with James and Ray. We always go with you guys. How did you?
Even if we did have a reaction, you would have just cried out in the reaction because
I would have cried the most. Sam would just be like staring at me the whole
I
time,
would
like, yo,
feel like,
bro, you done yet? Like, bro, you good? You know,
I mean,
can
we
like,
kind of move on. We kind of need to go to our review. Like, just give me a second, man. My wife who
my
just
God.
died. Like, all right.
all right. So
I mean, I'm just gonna start saying before James goes, "I told you so." I literally told you so. I normally don't do that, but this one was special. I told you so.
I mean, not gonna lie, Ray. You keep saying "told you so." You got to give us some chances to do that to Vash. To say, "We
I'm
told
sorry.
You so."
When
Rest
I
in
read
peace,
this
though.
chapter, I laughed out loud because I was like, "I fucking told you."
yo, but then like I got so sad because it's like literally at the middle, sorry, at the literally end of the chapter, Deku said like, "Yo, I see you still have hope of the heroes." He grabbed her hand and then like she was about to
And
say,
all for one
"Hey,
said,
Vicky
"You want to
Majority,
bet?"
you are the real D."
Did you not see
and-
death flags?
And then
Like,
after that, he just laughed about like, you thought psych, bitch? You
Yeah,
about
you
to
thought-
die." And
you
literally
thought-
explosion, and then at the end, yo, that panel though, the Hawks was ready to grab and everything with his feathers in it. I'm like, yo, that's dope. That was cute and adorable. I'm like, yo, yeah, you're not dying on me now, Nagan. I was like, that's dope. But I gotta ask, like, we just jump straight to it. Yeah, I think she dead, like, die right after this. Like, maybe a quick conversation with Hawks, and then like she probably try to go to the hospital, quick, tries to save her. But you think she dying?
Yeah,
I'm
she dead.
thinking Horikoshi ain't killed nobody in a while. She dead, bro.
She
She dead.
dead.
it's like
He
here-
literally,
Also-
he literally
Horikoshi-
blew her up.
Also,
this is what he
Deku
fandom-
needed this moment. Also,
Yep,
Mhm.
agreed.
Yeah, he did.
so
Not
real
everybody
quick,
can be saved, Deku.
real quick. So my general thoughts on the whole chapter. For me, this was showing why Deku is also the ultimate evil, while also showing us why all for one is the ultimate evil, right? Where everyone would probably try to kill Nagant based on everything that she did before. Deku again just saw someone that needed to be saved, and that can also be an asset to the hero society because he sees the good in her. Where All for One just saw her as a tool to be used, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that she was going to die regardless.
Yep.
The moment that All for One gave her multiple quirks, because we now know that the human body, the soul, is not meant to house those quirks. So eventually, I thought she was going to die. Did not see it happening this way, though. I'll be honest. Did
I
not see it
preferred
happening
it this way. I prefer.
So-
Oh, I definitely preferred it this way, for
Oh.
sure.
This is very good.
Definitely.
When we read that she got multiple quirks, I had a feeling in the back of my head, but I didn't want to say it to come to fruition. I'm like, yo, you know, thick girl. I don't want her to die. You know, she look good. She's adorable and everything. So I was like, yo,
This is Hoi saying, "Hey, see this new character? Yeah, you're all interested in that thick thighs and that body image, and you're gonna loot her out, right? Watch how fast I get rid of her.
yeah,
Literally like that.
It was just so sad. Like, damn, it just happened like that.
Horikoshi, you are a fantastic writer, and I
He's a genius.
appreciate you, bro. I really do. This chapter was everything for me,
Alright.
man.
But since we all kind of agreed that she might be dying in there like that, most possible.
She did, bro.
She
All right,
did.
All right, she died. She died. Let's actually talk about the beginning of the chapter. That the way Aoba and Nagan first met and actually had the conversation, like, hey, I'll work with you in one condition because I know who you're gonna look for. How do you guys feel about like him and her working together at first in a quick small flashback?
I mean,
It was a means to an end.
I think it was also really good to like show people that Chisaki's not just this broken shell of a man. He's still,
It has a goal.
he still has a goal, but he also can still communicate intelligently. Like he's still Chisaki to a point. It's just that now he knows, he has to get to see the boss. I guess to ask for forgiveness is what I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Isn't he like still?
because
Like,
didn't the boss advise against him taking
yes,
certain
he
actions
advised
with Yuri?
against
Like,
everything that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now he can't heal him because of the way he's in right now. And that's why I told folks, Deku's going to save him, and then Eri is going to save him, and he's going to save the boss that way. That's how it's going to be. As much as y'all like, we can't forgive him. You don't have to forgive him.
Nope.
But Eri can. Like, and that's what makes her stronger than you. I said it. I said what I said. Sorry, my bad. You keep going.
I mean, people have to know that forgiveness is for yourself, not for the other person.
But
Big
now-
facts, bro.
Sam just said
Big facts.
one of the truest statements. Period. So
It's 100%. But speaking about 100%, how do we all feel that Deku in those 3 pages from going from page 2 to 7, that my man was faster than a speeding bullet?
listen, I'm gonna put it out there again like this. I bet not see no more Deku slander. Period. Because he's slinging Yo MC. I don't care. Ah,
That was
man,
beautiful.
this was so good.
It was amazing. I love that
And
shit.
but like, I love them. It was. We finally got the moment. Impossible. He's faster than my. I was like, yes, finally.
Even though that me and Sim didn't react to that, I did record myself a bit, just showing that, and I sent it to the guy. I was like, "Yo, my man is faster than a speeding bullet. That's fucking wild!" Like, just seeing what he did.
I mean,
and,
that was
like,
that's my perfect Superman homage, bro.
Like,
Yeah,
it was beautiful that he did the Fajin, and he did the one for, and he did with Black Whip, all that. Like, Fox 100%, like, is amazing. And then the way he analyzed and knew what his body could handle, what could it work with, knowing that he cannot do smoke screen and cannot do what's it called?
It's the switch
Danger
one at a
sense.
The danger
time.
sense. Thank you.
Danger sense,
Like, he
yeah.
cannot
Wild.
do all of them at the same time, so he need to know how
Not
to balance
yet.
it.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet, yeah.
This is only
So I love
45.
that he knew how to balance it, and I was like, yo, this is amazing. And the way that Nagat respected him as well, saying, yo, he did all that, and at the same time, get faster than speeding, but like, that's amazing. Like, that was an homage to Superman, and which was amazing. Like, I love that.
Yes,
So
we're also
this
gonna have
chapter-
powerful like a locomotive.
This chapter made me like not want Eri to heal Deku, and I'll explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Fajin, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that technique, he doesn't have to use super
His arms
strength all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to use that power that breaks his
Horikoshi,
body
you goddamn genius.
until the body is perfect and he can use 100%. With Fajin, he can use One for All and his movements to build up in like ridiculous amounts of kinetic energy, which is virtually almost the same amount of speed and strength to the strength he would have gotten from One for All anyway. So he doesn't have to wreck his body to do it. So this was amazing. I love seeing him like swing around with Black Whip. Like
Oh, that's
this is all amazing. Like you can tell that Horikoshi really sat down and he thought about how all of these quirks were going to work in Deku's arsenal, and it's why he wrecked Deku so much earlier on in the series, so that Deku would have to find other more clever ways to fight. And I fucking love it, bro.
Well, I think he also wrecked him because he like imagine like Deku with a perfect body in these situations would have no equal.
Right.
Yeah.
Now he does that. He has the potential to write in a limit to Deku's ability, even at 100%, because he's got so many injuries. And it is literal character development that we can see on this character. It's like, oh, I remember when he ruined that arm the first time. It's like, oh yeah, I remember why his hand looks like that. Like, it's a big deal. And plus he uses it as a plot device for Deku because Deku wants to remember it too. So I don't think he would want to get hit in that regard. Because he like, I worked hard for this. This is to show where I was and where I am now.
Right.
And I'm like, God damn, it's so good.
Yeah,
but no, what you were saying made me think Deku's gonna get to use the Super Megaton punch that the Flash uses.
I was gonna bring that up.
I was
about to
thinking
bring
about that as
Thank
well.
you. Yes.
That's gonna be insane. Goodness gracious.
Like,
Dude, look at how fast he is with just Fajin.
Mhm,
Look at how
mhm.
fast he is.
that panel
God,
of
man.
showing that double spread of showing pages 6 and 7 is well, Ray brother. It
Yeah,
made me
full 100%. Oh my god.
like that made me
Mhm.
realize like, wait, he doesn't need to heal his arms because I'm like, he could really be like the Flash with that speed and use the mega punch that he used. And that also made me realize like, people used to complain back when My Hero first started, like, oh, Deku doesn't need the quirks, he could be like Batman. Like, my guy, him having all different quirks and knows how to use them as an arsenal, he's literally like Batman just with a bit of quirks now. So like, yeah, people got what they wanted in a smart way arsenal to use. It's like, yeah, complain about anything, but yeah, got what you want now, and yeah, still probably complaining about Deku being so strong and OP. I'm like, yeah, fucking makes no sense.
It's still not OP. He's just very powerful for this universe, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Like that's what it's about. But yeah, that the chat just said it. That slow mo shot is going to look so good.
Yes.
And oh my god, because it
And,
looks
like,
incredible here. He
Yeah.
like he crushed this. This looks so
It's
good.
insane.
And this is happening in the rain as well, and at
That's
night
why
as well.
Horikoshi knew. I'm sure Horikoshi was smiling the entire time he was working on this.
Yeah,
Like, good God.
watching the speed in the rain is gonna look way better
it's gonna
too.
look so
I'm
good.
excited
Because
for Bones.
bringing it back to yesterday's My Hero episode, like it was that fight with Deku and Shinzo, that was way better than the manga in every way possible.
I've been
because of the way it was
telling people,
animated.
I've been telling people that this entire animated version of this arc is actually improved the arc.
Of
Mhm.
course,
Like,
it
way
has.
better.
They're like, well, not of course, because like that doesn't always happen.
Oh, it
like
doesn't.
this
But
took an
talking-
arc that was okay in the
For most
manga
people,
and
yeah.
made it a fantastic. Like it put it on par with the rest of the seasons for My Hero, which is wild.
And plus,
So-
I love the added scenes they did with our boy Eraserhead and with our boy Shinzo. Like, they added a couple of extra scenes, so I love what they did. But Chris asked a good question that I'm really curious to know.
Those scenes were in the manga, like when they were training.
Yes,
Yeah,
but like a
they showed
bit.
that.
Yeah,
They were in the
but-
manga.
But I'm saying, like, in the manga, they just show some small panels for it. But I'm saying, like, in the
That's
anime,
exactly the
they-
way it was in the episode. It was
Yeah,
like
they-
it
they
was
did.
It's
like
a lot longer.
They
it
had
was
a
like- it was like
conversation.
it was like a 5-second thing that they showed.
It's
Yeah,
a lot
they had a
longer.
conversation and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, alright. But Chris asks, do you guys think Deku being Endeavor now, like the way he is?
In a couple years, yeah.
Yeah, the couple Endeavor. Like, listen, bro, y'all have to understand. Endeavor's still powerful as hell.
And he has more
And
experience.
That
like,
and
more
fighting
experience.
experience.
Exactly.
Fighting experience trumps almost
Yeah.
anything. Dude.
But like the experience that Endeavor has, plus his literal firepower, Deku is gonna have a real tough time.
Yeah,
Like,
in a
taking
couple
down
years,
Endeavor. But yeah, no. So the one thing I love that I learned about this, the Fajin quirk, is that it can be stored separately, which
Yes,
is
in different limbs. I was like,
wild. I
That's
was like,
so cool.
I'm like, that's kind of broken, but I love it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
'cause, I mean, like,
"Ooh."
T'Challa can't do that.
Exactly. It has to be a one or nothing. Like, I'm like, whoa, okay, this is sick. I'm like, I'm like, I love that so much. It's so good.
Yeah, like I was saying before, like what makes Fajin even better is that he can use All for One to build up even more kinetic energy. It's crazy.
Yup.
Do you think it was foreshadowing with every time Deku used full caloing with his purple lightning around his body and legs, or do you think that was just like style of drawing and style of animation before back then?
What do you mean?
So you know how back then with Deku with his lightning and everything around his body, anything when the show with the purple lightning stuff, whenever he used One for All and used the punches and everything, you think that was like a foreshadowing for Fajin?
No, that's just full color.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
just
that's
Like,
just full
if you look at Fajin, it has a whole different style.
yeah.
It's more wispy, like fiery, like
Mhm.
like it's got a like he clearly
I
shows
see it. I see it as Kaioken.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
I mean, to a
Yeah,
point.
it's just-
yeah.
yes, to a
but,
degree.
like, yeah,
How it's
but,
used.
It's. I mean, I will say again, chat, because I was right that it stores up energy just based on how it works. It's kinetic energy quirk, which we had talked about weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
We did. The moment when we learned Fajin, okay, study this, study
No,
that.
even like
Yep.
before that, we had talked about this, and I was like, that seems strange. Because remember when we saw him deflect that bullet that one time? We're like, that looked different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
weeks ago.
you think that's Fajin?
That was him storing up energy then too.
Okay, yeah,
Think
yeah,
about
I
it.
agree with
Yeah,
I
it
agree
was.
with that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
for sure.
But no, I'm like, this was all very, very good. But Deku's gonna need some time to like. He literally after this is gonna need some downtime. Like he has to
does.
rest after
'Cause
this
this-
because this fight really took it out of him. Like for
Hell
real,
yeah.
you can tell. You can tell. And the got notices right at the end. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, yeah. So what we go like? But now it's like, is
What
he
do
gonna
they-
have enough to get to All Might?
That's also true because we
Well,
haven't
where
paneled
is
back
All Might?
Still has to
All
go
Might yet.
beyond.
Where is All Might right now?
Yeah.
Because All Might don't even have a vehicle to even like gather and everything.
I don't
like,
think
All
he was,
Might is
I don't
All
think he
Might.
was. I mean, so let's think about it. We saw Hawks, so we're assuming that Genus probably went to get All Might.
Yeah, that is
Mhm.
true. So Genus is nearby because Hawks.
Yeah,
and
probably
Genus
Genus
are
and
together.
Endeavor, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said that like literally like Endeavor, Hawks, and Genius were just literally behind All Might and Deku just in case like they do meet up all for one or any of more of his goons that they can't handle. They just they'll help cover them, support and backup. That's what their plan
Right,
was.
that's what they were for. And once
it
they
was
figured
to
out
use
they were,
Deku as bait and
once
everybody
they
else
figured
come
out
in.
why they were split up, I'm pretty sure they all like reconvened. So
Mhm.
Yeah, like that's the best way. And I'm still sad about Lady Nagan. But I'm curious to know if she's gonna have enough energy to at least have one conversation before she dies with
told you.
Hawks. No, I'm fine with her dying. I had a feeling, like I said, I didn't want to come to fruition, but
you had a
No,
feeling.
you didn't.
Yeah, you had a
You
feeling,
had
all
a
right.
feeling.
Yeah, but it wasn't this one.
I didn't think we'll go down this way. I thought All for One would kill her like more when she met up. I didn't think it was gonna be like this, like a set timer or
Listen,
like a set
bro,
or
All
like a
for
set
One is
detonator.
diabolical, and this adds to my theory that All for One knows way more than he's letting on to.
Oh hell yeah!
He's just like he's hoping that things change, and I'm like, ooh, you son of a bitch. Like I gotta know. I can't wait to hear his theme like kick in when we see this and that. Like just gonna kick in. It's gonna be so good. The soul is far too fickle. Oh god, it's gonna be great. By the way, yeah, that explosion's way too big. She dead.
Yeah, look at the size of the explosion.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
dead.
And plus her
that
face,
was an
like,
she
her-
imploded.
Her face,
Literally.
her face, her arms, like look busted as hell. Like I'm saying, like will she have enough energy to give at least one last conversation with Hawks? Is what I'm curious to know. But other than that,
Yeah,
I know she's dying.
we'll
Like
see.
she's dying, that's for sure. But Chad did ask two questions from what I saw. Mercenary asks, will Endgame Deku end up like beginning of the series on my where he's like a time limit hero?
I hope not. That does
Doubt.
not work for me.
I'm
personally.
gonna press X to doubt because Horikoshi wouldn't repeat that.
Mm-mm.
Same. And
It's that and Deku is the last hero. Like I feel like he did that to All Might to further explain why the quirk needed to be passed on to someone else that needed to be stronger. Now that we know that Deku is the perfect host, I don't see that happening personally.
Agreed.
Denzo asks, doesn't Deku fight Jin also act like the thunderclap technique from Aoba Zenitsu?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no as
I'm
well.
gonna
'Cause
say no, 'cause
Thunderclap doesn't store up kinetic energy
yeah,
or
the
any
lightning,
energy at
yeah,
all.
the lightning technique is literally just Zenitsu's speed. He's just that.
Yeah,
fast.
that's his movement. Yeah,
It's
That's
because he got hit
literally
by
it.
lightning as well. So
the whole visuals of the whole lightning is just like what you're seeing, that what it looks like a speed moment, but like if you were to see in reality, it's just him going extremely fast or extremely quick. Like that's the whole Demon Slayer thing. Like these are just in your head, in the minds of how it would look like. the
Stop
waves.
ruining my immersion.
Chris asks, any predictions in the next arc going to UA, updates on the heroes or back to the villains?
I would love to go back to the villains at this point. Like I gotta know what the hell's happening. They're all scattered and in the wind. Like what's actually happening? Yeah, as much as I want to go to UA, I want to see what's happening with the villains right now. Like for real. There's so many things that we haven't seen Toga in years. Like I gotta know what's happening with the rest of them for real.
Yeah, I just need a little bit of closure with what's going on here with like Deku,
Right.
Hawks, and these guys. But
Mhm.
much like Ray saying, I need to get back to the villains. Toga, I need to know what's going on in Spinner's head. I
you.
need to know what's going on with Shigaraki.
Yes.
And with
There's
Dabi.
so much.
The actual Shigaraki, yeah.
What is
Also Dabi.
Dabi's
Yep.
next plan?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
There's so many things I need to know.
Yeah, because last time we know with what Dabi said when he saw Endeavor doing the news conference and everything, Dabi said that that wasn't enough. Cool, and he's probably plotting for more. So he's
so just a small tangent. I think he's going after the mom next. I really do.
Just to see her.
No.
or kidnapper.
Yeah.
Yes, I think kidnap her
Yup.
or do something to make Endeavor more
And that makes the other siblings truly take action
involved as
with
well.
Todoroki. Yeah.
I really want the siblings to do something. Like I really want to see Natsu do something as well in the sister. Like
Well, they're not trained. You know,
They're not
they're not
trained.
trained heroes, so it's different.
But I'm
The
curious to
only
know-
thing they'd be able to do is just try to talk to him or something like that.
And that's what I feel like. That's what it's gonna take with this dude. It's gonna take like literally talking Dabi off the ledge, like straight up. Because he's going to because we know how that's gonna go. Either he's gonna burn himself up straight up, or they're gonna somehow like talk him down far enough to where Todoroki can take him out.
Pretty much.
For me, what I would like to see is before we finish this arc with Lady Naga, I would like to see what's gonna happen with Chisaki. And right after
I do want to see that.
Yeah, I really want to see because Deku said, "Hey, I'll come right back to you and we can finish this conversation." So it's like I'm curious to know because his exact words were. Let me see. His exact words said,
We'll talk later. I think it's literally all he said to him.
Yeah, we will talk later.
"Yeah, I believe so." Oh yeah, we will talk later, Chisaki. So I'm curious to know that after Lady Naga's gone and everything, I'm curious to know how is Deku gonna approach him. If he's gonna take him to the boss, like, "Hey, she's dead. What did you guys promise?" Is he gonna take it to the boss or Eri? Curious to know what's
I
gonna happen
mean,
there.
that's the reason why like Nagan doesn't really need to talk because Chisaki is right there that has the same
Yeah.
information, you know.
He's been there the whole time.
Yeah, so like, I'm curious about that, and
They
to
just
what
been
Ray,
carrying around a crash test dummy.
and then to what Ray and James said about the villains. I want to see Toga. I want to see what's gonna happen with Dabi and what's going on with Shigaraki and his head. Like, is he still trying to recover? And also, since our Chisaki story is about to wrap up, are we going to see Stain as well in the next couple of chapters of the next arc? So that's what I'm curious as
That's
well.
another person I want to see. Although
Yeah.
that's who I'm still
But I
hoping
don't know
shows
when
up
he
to-
fits though.
This is what I'm still hoping he shows
what's
up to
here.
save All Might.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that's what he does. Like I am hoping
Instead of Genus
Yes,
and
instead
Endeavor,
of
that would
Genus.
be amazing.
Yes.
like
That
they
would be
show
amazing.
up right after Stain saves him. Like I want that so bad. Like I need it.
I
Like,
also need it. Sam, what about you though? Like, what villains are you looking forward to seeing when they make the switch?
For the villain side, it really is all what you guys said as well with Stain, All for One, Shigaraki. It's literally like those are it. But I feel like we won't be able to see them until literally what's going on right now with the hero side, with Deku, what he does with Chisaki, and then Eri. Or might actually get back Mirio again because Mirio is kind of like the guardian protector for Eri since the beginning, and he's gonna have to keep doing, especially for Chisaki himself. And then maybe afterwards, with Eri forgiving Chisaki, it's gonna be. It could go from villains. It goes to UA. It really depends on that matter. But right now, at this moment, we're gonna be spending another good 5 to 10 more chapters within this kind of story.
I ain't bad about it. Anything that Horikoshi wants to give us at this point, I'm going to happily accept. If he decides to go to UA from here, I'm all about it.
So question for you on that point, Ray. If he were to switch to UA, what would you want to see? Now that UA is pretty much like a safe haven to like try to keep people safe, what would you want to see if he switched?
The unrest of the people there and the unrest of the parents versus what the students want to do. Like
Right.
I gotta see that conflict because there now has to be no, you're legitimate. Like the first few times it was like, okay, good. The heroes can save you, but now I have no trust in them. You are a legitimate danger. And it's going to be them saying, well, we have to do something and like, going from there. And I feel like, yeah, they do dip out and go out to help Deku.
You know who's going to be in the front line to actually convince the parents? It's the boy that doesn't really talk much, or he actually aggressively yells. It's Bakugo's going to be the one that convinces the parents. It's like he's the worst convincing bad conversation. But that's the kind of thing you need.
I can see it being Jiro or girl Momo.
I feel like that would be such a Momo thing to do.
Yeah, it would be like
would be a
this is her
Momo
time
thing,
to speak up, or it could be our class president because that's what he does.
That's
Ida.
true.
It would be curious to see if it is the class president Ida because he's the one that advised them before to not go out and be reckless, but now he's the one that's leading the charge to actually be heroes and everything. So I would like that transition to see a different side, more of a leadership of Ida and want to actually be heroes then instead of following the rules all the time. So I would love to see that transition side of his character, trying to lead more. So I'll be very happy to see that.
I mean, we'd be happy if it's any of the UA students. Honestly,
Yeah.
from the anime right now, they're showing their great points already.
What if
And-
it's Mineta though?
Who's Mineta? Damn.
Who did have a moment of shine in this last episode? Legitimately,
Oh, yeah, he killed. He
I
killed.
mean,
in the last-
legitimately
the last
had a
episode.
moment of shine.
But at least
I was-
at least we'll get a parallel, another parallel from Horikoshi, where all right, we bringing back the students where they actually showing even more of what they're so great, what makes them so special, how well they work together, and everything of individual that they have real heroism in each and every one of these students.
or it's one of the parents saying, "Hey, y'all are heroes. What the f you doing here? Get out of here." You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like somebody being an actual parent, that would be wild.
Bakugo's mom, maybe.
I was about to say
Maybe,
Baku's mom.
yes.
That'd be amazing. But
Yes.
who I would love to see.
Yeah, Bakugo's
that-
mom.
Well-
The RayApollo waifu that's
Uh-huh.
that's not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
What I would love to see actually a character in leadership role and actually out as a hero and see what this character uses as a quirk and what she could do with it. Momo, I'll be very happy to see her as a leader and what she does with it.
I mean, she's always been the leader though. Like,
But
she
more,
was-
what I mean Sam is more in this hero, like the real hero society, the ones that's actually starting to come out.
Real hero society doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly, and Momo, remember, she was technically, it was her brains and her plan that took down Gigamakia. Well, not
True.
take down, knock him out.
But that's
It
what.
took a while.
But that's what I
but
want to
it
see
worked.
more of that. I want to see more of that in this
Bro,
position.
okay, so chat, sorry not to cut you off, but chat just brought up, so Chris, bring up the trader plot line. Look,
I don't
want
think that's
us-
a big deal.
I want the trader plot line to be dead.
Yeah, at this
And,
point,
and, and
it's
if
like,
and if it truly pops up later, I think it'll surprise the hell out of all of us. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Horikoshi's good at that. Like, it's literally like,
But I'm like, I think Horikoshi did that to distract y'all from something else, and I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. It had to be
Uh-huh.
misdirection because if it was going to happen, the time's passed already. It should have
Uh-huh.
happened during the war arc, somewhere in there. That would have been the perfect moment. At this point, why? You
I
know?
mean, at
That's
this
me
point,
anyway.
it could be somebody who takes an action that truly does like make a difference. That's all I'm saying. Because it was never about information. Because guess what? I swear to God, All For One has always had the information, so that's why he doesn't need it. So it's got to be somebody doing something that's gonna make the difference.
So we've always talked about how All For One knows the information that he knows, right?
Right.
It could be that he's a brilliant tactician and he's just a genius. Or do you think, and I don't actually think this, but do you think he was able to copy a quirk much like Night Eye's quirk, where it's some type of foresight in some degree?
Ooh.
Potentially, and we've
Potentially.
we've talked about this because like he said it was part of my plan to get put in jail and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. I'm like, look, and I think we said this like 2 weeks ago. He obviously has something that is giving him an edge
Yeah.
because they can't keep up with him. He's always literally 2 steps ahead.
Like he knew when he jotted down, like, hey, be ready to fight Deku at night, in the rain, and when he's most tired. Like, how did he know all these things before it happened? Like, why is it right night and everything? Like,
Me personally, I'm just hoping it's because he's just a genius tactician. And like what Sam brought up, it's like, yeah, I mean, the smoke he wouldn't be able to hide himself in the smoke due to the rain.
yeah,
There's
like,
He
other
did.
there's other like mobility issues
But
when
he-
it comes to
but-
the rain.
But that didn't work. But that didn't work
Right.
either.
they're like, how did he know? It's like, it still
Right.
boggers me. Like,
Like,
I will never stop laughing that we was a
just a
20-minute conversation
tactician's
for rain.
that's a tactician's mindset. I feel like that's what Batman would do against Deku. He would try to like wait
Oh,
for
and
like the
still get
perfect
his ass beat.
conditions.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna also bring up this point too. Wouldn't All For One also know all the quirks that the One For All has, since they're all the
He does.
predecessors?
He does
I think
know
he
all the
does.
quirks.
Technically,
Yeah.
give him all of them in a way. Maybe he has an idea of how it would work all together and stuff, especially for Deku.
Definitely.
So like,
Maybe.
it's like
Maybe.
he already knew all his steps and all his plans and how creative he could be.
That's what I think. Because I mean,
we
all
talked
for
about
one.
the experience factor before, age and experience. He's been around for hundreds of years. You know,
Exactly.
So.
All for One is the master of mixing quirks. So, like, seeing the different people that One for All has been given the quirk to, I feel like he's already thought of a million different combinations
he himself had
for
to
those
test
quirks.
it out too.
But then also what you just said, he's the master of mixing quirks. So maybe he did make himself a future sight quirk.
He did
Potentially, man. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a possibility of that happening for sure.
Yeah, there's a chance. So I'm like, maybe I don't know.
He's like
but
talking to
all for one,
you
like,
just only.
I don't know. I don't know how
Horikoshi
Horikoshi did this though, but he still has made All for One a mystery. And I still am like, we've been going, like, how many chapters are we in? We're 315 chapters in, and there's still a bunch of shit we don't know about All for One.
Yeah, 100%.
I love it.
But
I
it's
love
a good
that
thing.
too. I love that too. Like it gives him so much more room to play. If you ask me, towards the actual end game.
Yes, I laugh about it when I see in the timeline on Twitter or like on social media and everything when people talk about like they just want to see All for One gone already and to see Shigaraki as a villain. I'm like, we need to see more information. How can we just see All for One gone when we don't know much about him? Like, yeah, like he is a mystery, but we need to see no more. Like, how can he pass this villain, tyranny, dark lord as a villain to next to be Shigaraki? Like, yeah, we know Shigaraki backstory and everything, but we don't know next to nothing of All for One. All the other two predecessors of the second and third quirk was scared of All for One narrative, but we need to know how dark of that era was. We need to know more information. I can't wait to find out. It's gonna be some scary terror shit
I feel like
for this
I
people.
kind of feel like we learned enough. Like we from their story we know that they lived in a dark time where they had to kill people in order to get the job done, to save other people and to preserve the One for All quirk. Yes, what I love, like maybe like a side story just to see what life was like during like a true reign of All for One. But I feel like from their perspective, I feel like we've kind of gotten enough. And in terms of like Shigaraki, All for One is the ultimate evil, and Shigaraki is the product of what happens when ultimate evil is unchecked, and the Hero Association. That's what happens when the Hero Association drops the ball. He is just a product of that. So
I would say he's a product
Shigaraki
of, I'll
as
take it
evil.
further. He's a product of society. That's the thing.
Yes.
And so it's like, and that's why Shigaraki is interesting.
Yes.
And has been. It's like, you know, this, you saw it all. And he literally, his quirk is literally creating cracks and things. And what was cracked and let him fall through? Society. So
yes.
it all makes sense, bro.
We call it decay, but really it's the cracks.
Damn, you gotta go after that one, bro. Nope, you gotta go.
You been killing it this episode today. My man been like, hey, I was on a wedding last night. I got those jokes ready in there. I'm good.
No, man, yeah, Shigaraki is a fantastic character, and so is All for One. Like they both have a lot of space to take up in the series still.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I love it.
Our Lady of Boku and Coffee asks a good question. Prequel manga, like
For the love of God,
isn't that Vigilante?
I mean,
to a point,
yes.
but it's more like it's more of a side story of the
I know
series.
what she's saying. I want a true prequel manga.
Correct. Same here.
I would sell my left nut for that prequel manga.
Same. Those are worth a lot of money. So yep,
Same.
I do it.
Same. I guess 3 left nuts here are sold right here.
Bro, I need it. I need more My Hero backstory lore. I just want
man.
it.
I need All Might in his prime. I want to see. I want it to start off with All Might training with his teacher. I can't remember her name right now, but I just want to see a little glimpse of that. Yeah, with Nana. I want to see a little glimpse of that. I want to see all of All Might in his prime with Gran Torino. I want to see All for One in his prime, them fighting each other. Give me all that shit.
I want to see how he managed to find Shigaraki. Yeah. How long he knew about it. I want to learn how he made Gigantomachia.
Yeah,
right.
Like the original idea for the Nomu. Like I got to see all that stuff.
Yes,
I want to see it.
Like
who was patient zero for the Nomu?
Exactly.
There's a series out of Shonen Jump
that could be some real dark shit.
Didn't the doctor said like the Nomus were supposed to be a clone or imitation of what All for One? But
So what I'm saying is it was like but
what was the
was the
idea of
first
this?
one? Like what made him have the idea of that?
Like was he inspired by somebody else, or was he just being crazy and creative with that shit? Like I just want to put a mixed bag here.
I figured it'd be him in his crazy way of I want to keep living, I also want to have a whole prime body, like a younger prime body where I could continue using all these quirks. What if I were to make a clone? It didn't
So I
sort of
mean,
work.
it's more of like
Or-
along the lines of same as I'm thinking of. What was the moment that made him think, okay, no, I have to have a more perfect body? Like what something had to happen. It wasn't just like, yeah, I need a perfect body. Like it was like what
something that's everlasting. That's like
'Cause
immortality.
He already had that regeneration quirk.
Yeah.
So like, what led to where he was like, no, I want to start trying to make a perfect body for this quirk. What
That's a
happened?
good point.
Like
He had regeneration. He
Yeah.
also had his lifespan doubled by the doctor's quirk.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's
So
important.
I gotta know what it was.
Yeah,
All right.
same.
So I would like to ask, before we go here and before Sam dips out, what was your final thoughts on chapter 315, and what would you like to see in chapter 316 next week?
All I gotta say, bro, is this chapter was fantastic. Like I loved every bit of this chapter. There was nothing in this chapter that I did not like. I will say the surprise, boom at the end was very welcome. I did not see that coming initially, but I loved it. It was so good, and it shows you All For One is truly evil. Like I love to see it, and I just want more of that. So I'll be honest, I don't care where he goes next. I just want to see it. Like this at this point, anything he's gonna give us, I'm like, yep, give me all of it.
Yeah, same. I'll just echo what Ray said. Just give me more.
Sam?
It's a great chapter. I actually think this chapter was the best chapter out the entire weekly Shonen Jump, because it gave us everything that we ever wanted. We got some fighting. We got more information about All for All. We literally have the whole diabolicalness of All For One. Everything was in this entire chapter.
Facts.
Like, what more can you want? You have all the meathead. You also have the intellectual information. You got some fighting. That's everything within this chapter. In my opinion, this was actually a better chapter than JJK. Honestly, this is some great chapter stuff, and wherever Horikoshi is gonna go from this, I'm for it. Like, give me more.
Awesome. For my final thoughts, this chapter is amazing. Definitely sad. I cried here. If you guys haven't seen the video that I said, fuck this dude. Or for one, I posted on Twitter because like, goddamn, I was hurt. I was sad. Like, damn, playing I got thick thighs. Goodbye, my thick thighs. But that's definitely a sad one. I can't wait to see what happens in chapter 316 and what our boy Hori brings us, the audience, and what he's going to show us for the next is this the end of this arc, or we're going to move to the next one where we're going to transition to. So I'm really curious to see where we're going to go with this. So other than that, this was the end of chapter.
I want to give you that future advice. When a new character comes up this late in the game in any story, do not call dibs on that wife, because you know for sure they're not here to stay. Cool.
So does that work for One Piece, Sam? Because we're like in chapter 1015. So does that work for One Piece?
Are they not going to another island? Are they not going to go to another arc? Do they need to stay? Do they need to be a part of the crew?
Good point.
See?
Other than that, Sam, thank you for being here. We hope to see you in Black Clover soon, when you could join us and stay with us with Black Clover sometime soon. So, want to give your plugs before you go, Sam?
I mean, they can see my plugs, SamTheMangaMan, even though it's red and with a red banner.
I mean, he gonna come back when we end. Geez,
Yeah,
it's not like
I'll be
Sam's
back.
leaving.
I'm not leaving the room in general.
Okay, cool.
Jeez. Stop trying to kick out Sam just because your wife who died.
Right? Like, I want to put all this pain and hurt onto another person. Sam, apparently you're the punching bag.
All right. This is the end of chapter My Hero, chapter 315 review. And we're here for Sam just disappeared. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just go do this transition here. We're here for chapter Black Clover, chapter 295 Rematch. How do we all feel about this chapter? Wait, before I ask about this, I want to see what did you guys think about this cover page, this nice beautiful color page of the chapter, because this was also one that I was spoiled about, and everyone and their moms was saying Yami's gonna die just because in that corner. Just have him being in the back and him showing his backside, so he's the one that's gonna die.
I saw that on Twitter, and I'm not even going to acknowledge that comment. But I like the cover.
It's such an easy comment to make, bro. It's like, yes, clearly the character, the motif, he's facing opposite way. He's gonna die. Look, I feel like it's also just kind of him saying, y'all don't need me no more. Like, for real. I brought y'all together as a band of misfits, and look at you. You're all basically captain level now. You don't need me.
I agree.
I'm going back home to get a new sword. Bye.
Mercer even said it was misleading for a point because literally what Ray said, like each character has their own set of skills that has been doing so well. Like Nak, Asta, Magna. The only one we haven't seen, full current growth yet is probably Vanessa.
But yeah, look at her, Vanessa though.
Oh, she looks
Dang,
amazing.
bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
bad as hell.
Yeah, like gas. Yeah, the gas.
If anyone's going to die right now, I
Dibs on
think
Vanessa,
it may be.
by the way.
I think it. I already have dibs, sir.
Yeah, he already called that. He called
I'm
that
gonna double
forever
check
ago.
that real quick.
Long
He called
time
that
ago.
Listen, you can't even look at like that's the one he called forever ago, bro.
But what shit? What was I gonna
Oh,
say?
shit, he does,
Completely threw
damn.
me off my track. Oh yeah, I think Vengeance might be the one that bites it. I think he may sacrifice himself.
He the one that needs to go. I'm not gonna lie. He's the one that needs to go. I'm tired of vengeance. All this, so many things
Everyone
have
in their
happened because
mouths
of
want him
him.
to die.
Because think about all these problems have been happening because of him not doing his damn job.
But he at least saved half of his Golden Dawn.
That was the least he could do.
All right,
literally.
but look. Instead of having all the squad die and literally die, he literally saved half of them to be reborn.
Why didn't he say the whole squad?
All right, he at least saved half. All right, he saved 50%. Instead
what
of
I'm
having
saying?
20 die, he saved 10.
Half-assed. That's all I'm saying.
He
But
did
no,
the best he could do.
I feel like this cover page is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really see the big hubbub about it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we've definitely seen better ones for sure. But yeah, it's fine. Like,
Well,
yeah, they're all wearing black. That's a motif that we're gonna lose somebody. But I feel like who's not in this picture?
It's all of them. Gordon's there, Charmy Luck, Vanessa.
Yeah, I mean they're all there.
Gage is there. Like they're all there.
So it's like, I think they're just mourning some other folks that we finna lose. I feel like we're gonna lose a few people. It can't just be one person.
What I've noticed, Tabata really likes to draw his cast in a lot of suits and ties. Well, that's what I've noticed with Tabata's art style. Like,
I mean, it's clean.
it's clean, it's smooth. It's very nice though. And
So, yeah,
like,
I
that's what
agree.
I'm saying.
I feel like some other folks are gonna die, and I feel like it is absolutely that's Yami like being hurt. He hurt, bro. Like, cause I'm sure he about to lose a friend or a few.
Yeah.
So, oh no, what if it's he ain't gonna do that to her, is he?
who?
Come on, bro.
To Char?
Don't do that to Charlotte, bro. Don't do that.
Nah.
You think Charlotte?
Don't do that.
I think we have more time with Char, man. I would
Yeah.
hate it if we lost Charlotte.
I don't think we're losing
Yeah,
Charlotte.
I would too, and so does
I would
Yami.
hate that. Yeah.
I
Oh
don't-
man, the prickly princess.
He
I
wouldn't
don't.
do that, right? He wouldn't.
Yeah,
do
but
that.
I think it's Vengeance, man. I think Vengeance is
Yeah,
gonna bite the dust.
like I
think he's
said,
gonna sacrifice
Vengeance has
himself.
gotta go.
Yeah, I think he's
And-
going to sacrifice himself to end
To stop the ritual.
Advent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
to stop
Oh, yeah.
the ritual.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
And plus, lady, you guys get a big question. What's our guy's favorite color piece from Black Clover? That's very hard to remember.
That's
every
hard.
single
That
time.
is that's difficult. But it probably had to be something with luck. So yeah.
The one I,
I
can
would have to
remember,
go back. I can't think of them honestly.
The one
Or
I can
something
remember,
with Marileona.
the one I can remember at the top of my head is when Asta time skip one with Asta Yuno and Plodo Sekre. That's the time skip one. That's the one that I can remember at the top of my
no.
head.
Oh no.
What happened? What's your brain fart?
Oh my no. This is a brain blast, bro.
Brain blast. That's what I meant. That's what I meant
So
from Jimmy Neutron.
Mantis ain't dead per se, but Devil might have taken his body. Is all I'm saying.
Oh.
Jack stayed behind to kill Dante, but it wasn't Dante that was there.
So you think Lucifero took control of Jack?
Took Jack's body.
Huh. We have
That's
seen
all-
that.
That's all bad, bro.
We have seen that in different mediums where devils could transfer right at the spot. We have seen that, so that's not out of the realm, and that will fuck it up if Jack with Lucifero fights Yami later on. That will fuck it
Yeah,
up.
and he would have to die.
Damn.
Shit.
Big
I don't
F,
even know what
bro.
to say. I don't even know what to say.
Me
Like,
neither.
I'm
Like, that's
shocked.
not-
Big F. But that's
They're the
something that I
break
feel
move.
like because I mean the way he cuts from that, I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm about to go back to chapter 294 right now, real quick. Hold
Oh
up.
man.
Sorry, I just that hit me. I was like, wait, who could we lose? And Jack, and I was like, Jack could die, but I'm like, oh wait, what would be worse is if they had to kill Jack.
In that chapter, in that page, he said, "Man, shut that up. I don't hate stubborn guys, but the little insect one that I don't go planning, I don't go raining on his prey, and then slash, and then from their panel transition. So slash could mean that Dante dies, but then since Dante died, Lucifer is going to Jack's body. You're right.
And because Jack's magic is OP as hell, we learned this, and I feel like that was the point of that fight, was to show that he can cut through any magic.
Literally any magic.
So, but maybe not. But I feel like that would make sense for that would be something that Devil would do, in my eyes. But, you know.
And well, I don't know. The next chapter's in 2 weeks actually, so technically.
Yes,
not
it's a
Black
break.
next week.
It's a break next week.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
Which is why I'm kind of worried, because usually big things happen after that break.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
My only pushback is like, why would Lucifero choose a commoner?
Because nobody else is there. And he also just saw that a commoner whooped his ass.
That's true.
And
Facts.
also Jack said that he could cut anything. So that means Lucifer has interest. Like, oh, you can cut anything? Alright, cool. That means you could cut maybe anti-magic or something else around there. So maybe he got some interested in that.
Well, he definitely can't cut through anti-magic, but I do see where you're coming from for sure.
I could see him cutting through the blade, if anything. Like one of the swords, potentially. But I don't know.
Imagine, that'd be interesting. Fight Jack against Asta. Oh,
Because Common is currently broken. Kirk is right.
yeah, Mike and everything.
Very true.
Common is
That's
OP
true.
right now. Yep.
That is true right there out there. And Mercenaries did an interesting math. He did the math and said there's been 119 chapters since the last transformation of Noel. And I don't think that's true, because remember the last one? It was when it was Bianca and her fighting in the Water Kingdom, and she had the mermaid form, and that was not that long ago. That was definitely not 119 chapters.
That's
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Asher says 5 chapters away from 300 for Black Clover, which is I think that's great. I think that's fantastic, actually. Because I know a lot of people didn't think that Black Clover would make it this far.
Yeah, but a lot of people said that. Yeah,
And I'm glad they're wrong. Because
I'm glad
it's
they're
one of
wrong,
my favorite
too.
series.
It's a lot of fun to read. I have a good time reading Black Clover, like every time. There's always like, you know, I roll my eyes and some stuff, but I still have a good time reading it. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
But no, this chapter was also like this chapter. I feel like some of it was really important, but it could have been boiled down to a few less pages. It's like this chapter basically said a whole lot to say a little. Basically, saying Lolo was too nice. That's it. Like she was too nice. So I don't know, bro. I'm like, yeah, that could, we knew that. We saw that coming. But
Yeah.
I want this fight to not be super short, but I have a feeling it's actually going to be a very short fight.
I feel like it's gonna be short as well
This
because
is going to be a really short fight.
it was pretty cool, like, to see the conversation between Noel and Undyne be like, yo, I don't like you because you're rude, and like, frankly though, I would prefer not to choose a ill-mannered, belligerent, noisy little girl like you. So it like the comedy was there, it was entertaining for a bit, but I'm like, we knew this already. It was obvious that Undyne didn't really like Noel because the way who she was or acted. So it was like, okay, cool. And then to find out that Dora Pachico is a nice girl, we kind of knew that because when she fought Asta, she had no type of attack spells. She has mostly defense spells, and that's about it. So, and then finding out that Undyne crying, and then finding out later on that she has a full type of Valkyrie form, later on called Saint Magic. I feel like, alright, cool. So that means if they have Saint Magic, that means Yuno and Fuego. I can't wait to see Fuego Saint version of this. That'd be dope.
Too busted. It's busted. That's so busted. And then
That's
specifically.
for the next arc.
Yeah, no, it's got to be because specifically, that's so busted. Like,
But then
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
him to
a
unlock
boy,
a saint stage.
the man favored by magic gets a saint state. Like, that's so busted. Who they
But
gonna have
then-
to fight? They gonna have to fight the devil himself for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, goodness gracious.
but then like, what's the like? One person know, like, did Noelle learn ultimate magic, or did she just learn to do a fusion with Undyne?
I mean, she probably didn't need to learn ultimate magic if she has the saint mode.
That's what I think anyway.
Because that's basically what she said. She said saint, like the saint mode is basically about the same thing, if not more powerful. That's basically what they said.
I don't know, like I'm kind of 50-50 with this chapter, like how Ray felt when he texted his group chat when he was mad. Like for me, I'm like, I like this chapter, but that's about it. Like I can't say I was.
It's like yeah, it's not like I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what we needed. It wasn't. Like it was a nice to have, like straight up.
I got what I wanted. I'm a huge Noelle stan.
Oh yeah.
So to see Noelle get this power up, this is something that I've been when we were in the when we first saw Noelle and how powerful she was.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that we saw, who was the first spirit that we saw? We saw the Yuno spirit, right?
Yeah,
that was the first one we saw. The moment we saw Yuno spirit, I was just waiting for the day that Noelle would get the water.
I mean,
spirit.
we all knew. We knew it was coming. Yeah.
So this is great that Noelle will get. This is the first time we'll get to see like Noelle testing the waters of using the water spirit, and I can't wait to see like what new spells she'll be able to use in this Saint stage. I think it's gonna be sick.
Do you think after this, or do you think Udana's gonna stay with Noelle and leave Globo Chica?
I don't think Lolo's gonna survive this. She ain't gonna make it. She ain't gonna make it out of this.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Lolo Pechka is going to die after this, and then Undyne will stay with Noelle.
Yeah, and she's gonna make our boy Gaja like the protector, like the official protector of the Heart King.
Exactly.
I would like that. I would
exactly.
that. I would
I'm like
that.
that's. I feel like that's the only reason why he's there. To be honest with you, I mean, yeah, to save her, but I feel like there's gonna be this thing where Magiko's gonna be like, aha, I connected my soul to hers, and now if I die, she's dead. Too late. Bye. You know. So I'm like, okay.
I do see that being possible though.
Yeah. And plus, this whole chapter was basically to me like, all right, goodbye, Lolo. we saw your backstory. You're done.
It's officially come full circle. It's time to go. Because we knew she was running on a time limit anyway. We've already gotten to that time limit. Like
that is true.
I feel like the curse is gonna run its course, and they won't be able to kill Vonica in time, and that's where we lose Lolo. Or like Ray said, it could be that Vonica has linked herself to Lolo, and if she dies, Lolo dies, and they have to kill her anyway, and it just is what it is.
Yeah, but no, Dylan and Chess said Vonica could, basically blow her up, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably gonna happen too potentially. But like, yeah, I'm just gonna use you as a bomb to get away.
She probably could.
I could absolutely see that happening. So
Andrew, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Oh no, missed everything, but I want to say I think it's cool Deku grabbed the same hand that Lady Got was afraid to use to shake those kids' hands. Yes, that was adorable.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I loved it.
That was a beautiful.
I thought I'm completely pissed that we didn't talk about it.
It was. Well, I was like, I thought it was important, but it was also the fact that it was like that was him, like vindicating her, saying, you know what, the blood on your hand is like you thought you were doing what you was doing, and it's just like I don't care. I'm here to help save you. And so, yeah, even though there's blood on your hands, I think you can be saved. That's our boy Deku.
Yeah, because Andrew, if you do want to catch up on my hero type of discussion, our time code is in the description below, or once we're done with the stream, you can see it within the video as well. So definitely let us know your thoughts afterwards as well. And Kirk did bring up a good suggestion, purification. Maybe that's what we should have said. Maybe she could get rid of the curse magic with Undyne. Like
they did say that, didn't they?
As what, like a holy spirit in a way.
They did say that about what this Saint mode can do. They said that. I'm pretty sure. Let me go back and find it. No. Yeah, they said something about like you could purify.
So maybe that's how they could clean or cleanse the curse
it's
magic.
It's a stage only spirit hosts can use. One that purifies malice and destroys devils.
Yep.
Part of the plot.
So, never mind. She fine.
Like, damn, we thought she died. This happening. Gaja's gonna be the next king instead of queen and everything. But nope, scratch that. She's surviving.
I mean, unless her body's just too weak. Because remember, she did have like a weak body, right?
Yeah.
She had a weak body because of the curse.
Right.
Doesn't affect it because of Magicula. But also remember, if Gordon comes in for the save, Gordon could cleanse of the curse. Because remember, Gordon stayed back at home to learn curse magic from the Magicula household. So maybe that's fine.
If we see Gordon, LOL.
Gordon can be useful.
I need him to do something, bro. Anything.
I forgot Gordon was in this story until I saw that cover page. I was like, oh yeah, who's that in the back? Oh, that's Gordon.
Cause like I'll be honest, I thought Gordon would have gotten more character development before Gray, and Gray's gotten way more compared to Gordon. So it's like, when does he come into any of this? Like,
Kirk might be right. Gouger might die. I can see that.
Oh, Gouger dying?
Man, the
That'd
most
be sad.
powerful spirit from the Heart Kingdom. Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be a huge hit.
Yeah, it would be like for real. And then she'd have to learn attack magic to protect the kingdom.
She would. Yes, that's true.
Mhm.
She would have.
Mhm.
Yep. Good
So-
point.
Yeah, boy. Okay, I mean this can go a lot of different ways. Like, I do see this being the shortest fight. Like honestly,
I hope
basically,
not.
no else go one shot her. It's
I
gonna
hope
be
not
done.
because I'm like,
And then he's gonna move on to Yuno. Watch.
I hope not because like if we see this cool ass transformation of Spirit Dive of
I would be
Valkyrie
pissed if it's a
armor,
one shot.
and I'm like, cool.
Because there's
we
so
talk
much
about Noelle
revenge in
having-
this, though.
I know, but then all she has to do is put everything into one spell. That's Noelle. She's the glass cannon, bro. She hits so hard.
Not like I can't like the transformation looks fucking dope though. Like the whole
This
book, the
is my
Valkyrie,
favorite. This
like
is my
the whole
favorite.
wings and
favorite,
everything.
This is
And,
her
like,
best transformation. I don't care what nobody says.
it was funny, like just rewatching the movie of Thor Ragnarok and just seeing the Valkyrie with the whole Pegasus as well. Like this is the like the same Valkyrie armor. Like this looks hella dope. Like I really like it. And
I
they
mean,
have the little
so-
halo on top too.
Y'all say that Noelle gets long fights, and that's true. But we've technically have seen this fight. Technically,
Round one, yeah,
Uh,
before back
yeah.
then.
and so like
So this
he
taking round
didn't,
two.
he didn't even repeat the fight with Asta and Dante. So
He
it's like
didn't.
I don't know if he's gonna repeat the fight. The whole fight is what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
That, like I'm thinking from the author's perspective, I wouldn't redo the entire fight. So I think it's going to be shorter for sure. Now, when I say one shot, I mean it's going to it's going to be handled pretty quick. Is what I'm saying.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
They say it would be like Kakashi versus Obito.
Which
Nah.
wasn't that good. I mean,
In
it had some
combat-
real good. It had the combat was
The
the
combat
art
good.
was amazing. The animation was lit. But
The nice animation with editing, like transitioning back to young to current, young to
Yeah.
current, that was beautiful.
I
But
that was
love
it,
that
though.
actually.
but like this fight has nothing close to what it is because it's literally
I mean,
magic
yeah, they
Mortal
have
Kombat.
a history, but like they don't have like that deep of a history.
Like,
if that makes sense.
I get where Kirk was going for because I feel like this would be different if it was Noah's mother still alive fighting Bianca. Then it would be like.
But it was listen. You said sorry, Kirk. It was drawn out. We're talking about Naruto, bro.
700 episodes. Fillers almost 200.
That's all I gotta say. We're talking about Naruto, bro. But no,
But-
like as much as I would love for this to be a long fight,
It might be done by the end of next chapter.
I mean, think about it. How long was Magna's fight with Nate?
3 chapters.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I think that's good enough.
that's what I'm saying. I think that's good enough too.
That's perfect. Yeah,
So
I
would you
definitely
count-
don't need like 5
So would you count
chapters.
this
Exactly.
chapter as the first chapter
No.
of the fight, or we count next chapter?
She
as the first
literally,
fight?
like, I feel like
Just
she
turned, right?
literally, she just showed up. Literally, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah,
I
but
would say
I
there's at
kind
least-
of would count this.
I would. So there's at least 3.
Yeah,
All right, so this one and 2 more or 3 more.
that's what I think. I think I would say this counts, and then we'll see 2 more.
I could see that, but like I'd hope it was 3 more outside of this one. But I could see, yeah, it being 2 more after this.
Yeah,
So-
we'll see. I'm not gonna complain if it's 3 more, bro.
Same,
Like, I love
same.
Noelle.
But it's like I really think so. So,
And
but Zay, you're right. One Piece, yeah, I feel you, but still Naruto, bro.
Zaid, and Ray is reading One Piece. Will we ever cover One Piece with Shonen Ronins? I don't know, because the James is also going to catch
It's
up.
okay.
Soon.
I'm gonna catch up before Vash does. It'll be fine.
I have
Well,
less than 50
now-
chapters than you.
It
Now that I'm finally-
took you 3 weeks to read 20 chapters.
Now that I'm caught up to JJK, I can finally switch to Chainsaw Man, and then I can finish Hardboiled Cop, and then I can move on to. Well, I have to finish Undead Unluck, and then maybe One Piece.
Fair.
Okay, so you have a list before One Piece, so yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
there's other stuff I need to catch up on, especially
He
Chainsaw
been
Man.
making
Like, I
too
really
many
want it.
pancakes with cheese.
Yeah, Zaid. Yeah, this Zaid. You know, we support the pancakes and cheese here.
I love our community. We don't. I love that they roast you for that. Good job, chat. Oh man, but no, I'm not gonna complain about this being a long fight, so that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just thinking from a story pacing perspective. He's been taking his time, and he kind of wants to move it forward. And I mean, I feel like with this confirmation, with this transformation, it tells you Noelle is very powerful now, very. And so I don't think that there's much of a, as much as Vonica and Magicula are powerful. I feel like Noelle's just that much more powerful now. So
I am curious to see how the fight continues and everything, and who else is going to be added. Like, I'm happy to see this fight, and curious to see how the teamwork going to be with Udine and Noelle. I can't wait to see the teamwork. Is Udine going to be like Yuno's spirit, like going to talk to her on the side as well? Curious to know how the teamwork going to be between them two. So that's my hope to see for the next chapter, aka in 2 weeks. So other than that, like, this chapter was to me, like, not like Ray, but more like I got what I wanted. Cool. I saw the cover page leak and the whole same record form leak from 2 days ago, but now that I saw the full context, cool. But I feel like we got too much context instead of a more.
Kirk, what are you talking about, bro? It's literally called Saint Valkyrie armor. That's literally what it's called. Literally. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Saint Valkyrie form. We're not saying Sage. We're saying Saint.
What are you talking about?
I'm confused.
What are you talking? He's like, there'll be another transformation.
Maybe after this, but I think
for
that'll be
Noelle?
like next arc, yeah, but not right now.
You really think that he about to give her another transformation when she just got this one?
Yeah, I don't know about another transformation, but like another like use of spells with this transformation, maybe. Because I mean, I want to see Noelle use runes in this Saint stage mode.
I'm about to say, what for what reason? What was the reason, Kirk? Like, why? Why would she need another transformation here?
I don't think she needs it right now. Maybe next arc, in the following arc. But I think
is she gonna add a shield?
I would love that.
That'd be pretty interesting with a Valkyrie or maybe a horse, instead of a Pegasus.
I would hate that because she already has the wings, and she already uses her abilities to like fly through mana itself. She doesn't need a thing to ride. I would fucking hate that.
I'll be back with this. I gotta go learn up real quick. Whatever, Kirk. I love you, BB.
We should start a thread on Twitter and just talk to people more about Black Clover.
We should. We really should. But no, I'm like, I just have a lot of faith that Noelle is hella strong and she ain't gonna hold back, and it ain't gonna take long for her to get rid of this.
Definitely not.
Could you imagine to see the Sea Dragon spell, but almost like a Hydra?
That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see. Her.
I want to see that so bad. It's like a giant sea Hydra. Will be sick.
I want to see her.
I
famous
think that's how
sea
she
dragon
takes
roar,
out Veronica. Yeah,
but the lady, but like a Hydra or like a 3-headed Hydra, like coming out, that would be freaking amazing.
Give Noelle the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Please,
right, exactly.
Thank you.
Or if you have seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the guy that uses the water deck of dragons.
There's only like 3 of y'all that have watched that, so no. No, give her the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
That's fine too. That'd be a hell of a strong spell and definitely one for the taking. So I would definitely love to see that and see what other spells she could use. And because I know that she has the Sea Dragon Roar and she also has the water spell, the bubble thing. So I'm curious to see how strong that could be now. With
Sea Dragon's Lair. Something.
Yeah,
like
I think it was down.
Yeah. That's what it was. The protection spell.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be lit. What if that's her mana zone now? That'd be sick.
I mean, isn't Noelle's mana zone her Valkyrie armor? That's how she's able to move through mana without even thinking about it. Like, isn't that how her mana zone works?
I think so.
Chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I'm not sure.
Let me look this up. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, because the thing I was talking about, let me see.
That better not be real. This better not be real because that's a whack ass name.
H2O Dragon. But yeah, man, I really like this chapter, but it kind of felt like a chapter that we would.
It's literally just called. Yes, it's literally just called Water Dragon. I hate it here.
Really? It's just Water Dragon?
Shut up, Yu-Gi-Oh! God dang it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this would have been a chapter that we would have doubled up on if we weren't doing Shonen Ronins, because when you really think about it, it's like, well, we get some Lilopechka backstory, and then Noelle transforms.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, we
it
probably
really-
should have done this one up, but you know, it be like that sometimes.
It really is called Water Dragon, because the character's called Bestion from
So,
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Wow.
Blue Eyes White Dragon is better.
Yeah.
Oh.
In my head, I just thought it had a cooler name or much better.
Water
thing.
dragon, come forth.
Might as well call Captain Planet, bro.
That's James. That's what it was in the dub. In the dub, back when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, that's dope. But I rewatched it a couple years ago. I was like, nah, that shit whack. Like the dub for that, it was like, nah, it didn't work. But overall, any last thoughts for Black Clover chapter 3? I mean, 3, 295.
We all know this was a transition chapter, but we got that Noelle love that we really, really adore and care for, and so that's all I want. That's literally all. I want to see her destroy Vonica, like literally destroy her. I want to see her. Like vanquish her. That's why I'm like, yeah, we don't need it to be. I just want to see her destroy a demon, by the way, of the Dark Triad by herself. That's what I want.
That is true, because
Something that Asta couldn't do by herself. Just for the record.
True, very true.
that is true. But then we go back to Yuno, and I just don't give a fuck about that. So I was like,
Listen,
okay,
you know it's gonna need help, and that's fine.
yeah, because he have Lux, not Lux. What's his cousin's name? I mean, his brother's name. Who's the guy that's fighting with Yuno? The guy that has the warp magic?
Xenon.
Yeah.
No. The guy that has the spatial magic as well. The one that has a brother from Black Clover.
Oh, the Black Bull. Isn't that
Oh my God! Y'all told me to look up the Ocean Lord Dragon. That card is ugly as hell.
You still searching up the dragon
It's
stuff?
worse.
You still
It's
searching up the dragon
so
stuff?
ugly. How dare you, chat? How dare
Langris,
you
thank
defile
you.
Yeah,
my
he's there
eyes
he's there with Langris.
with
Yeah,
that
that's right.
ugly ass dragon? Wow!
You still searching up the dragon stuff the whole time?
They told me to look it up. God dang, that dragon ugly. No, Noelle's dragon has to be beautiful, like her.
Imagine if the dragon got wings too on the side. You know, it kind of flies out like a serpent.
I would only ever play that card face down because it's ugly.
Damn.
Wow.
Is that bad?
Yeah, bro, it's ugly. Rude.
Damn.
Yeah, but you guys know me. I think Noelle is one of my favorite female MCs ever in anime and manga. So I am highly anticipating the rest of this fight with Vonica because there's so much at stake. Like Lolopechka getting revenge for her mom, whatever happened to like Nero and stuff. Like there's so much that's gonna be going into this fight on Noelle's side. And I can't wait to see her, like Ray said, absolutely obliterate Vonica.
Was that a Yu-Gi-Oh reference? Because I liked it.
Probably was. But Ray, your last thoughts?
No, like I said, I love this. Like we need some Noelle love. I mean, I'll be honest. Noelle's fights are usually kind of the more interesting ones, because she has to try harder and do more. So I want more Noelle in general. So it's kind of like, again, it's Maki season and Noelle season. That's all I care about.
It's a fact. Alright, so guys, thank you guys for checking out Shonen Ronins episode 7 for the Black Clover, Kaiju no.8, and My Hero chapter. If you want to JJK, definitely stay tuned for the Anime Podcast episode 98 this Thursday evening. We're having a full JJK coverage of the
It's
Shibuya
basically
arc.
going to be all, not just Shibuya, but all of
Oh,
JJK.
yeah. Current, what happened after season 1 to current manga. We're going to give our
Yep.
full thoughts of what happened after season 1 anime, and before we jump into the weekly coverage next week. And next week will be Kaiju no.8, My Hero, and JJK, since Black Clover will be on break. Will we cover another series while Black Clover's on break? We will see.
Nope.
It depends how we feel. If not, it'll
Nope.
just be those 3 chapters. Nope. Ray just said those 3 only. All right, copy. Right here, the team said it and spoke it themselves. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. Sam, are you still here to say bye?
That one's way better, Kirk. Why didn't you say that one in the first place? This was way cooler. Wow. You should give me that ugly
Sam,
ass
you're
dragon.
mute.
That was way better.
I've
Wow.
returned. Come back
Welcome
to
back.
life. Unlike Vash's waifu, recent waifu.
Well, anyway, I think it's time to go. Chat here. We had a good time here. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do what you think. Share to your community. Talk to tell them that we're about us. We're funny. We make jokes, and we bring conversation. That's the most important part.
Yeah,
Other
we
than
make bad waifu pics. Vash. You know, it's fine.
I guess I do. I don't know.
Follow my idea, man. Like follow the code. Don't fall in love with new characters because they'll just end up.
You know what? I realize now that Lady the God, what happened to her is like what happens to Vash's stomach when he eats some pancakes with cheese.
Wow. All right. Cool. All right. Sam is on fire. Yes, Kirk. He's been on fire this whole time, and Zai definitely called for. I'll be putting the video with time codes on Twitter in case you were late. You want to watch your favorite part? Yes, definitely, guys. Definitely follow us on social media. Continue subscribing to. Thank you for your support, guys. See you guys on the next one. Pancakes for cheese for life. Bye. Yeah.